didn't look like he took the Jake Paul the most serious, you know? And I mean, who would, right? This kid was just swallowing bananas on like Vine videos a couple years ago, so.
Yeah, I respect everybody who fights in the cage or at all, and that ain't got nothing to do with it, though. We got a fight to do, and we got to figure this all out.
Figure it out, we will.
Thank you, brother.
If there's a fight before the fight, sometimes it can happen at the negotiation table when the details get worked out, when we figure out who's the A side and the B side. Nate, was this an easy negotiation to get to this point, to get this fight on paper ahead of June 1st?
Easy how, like?
Did you get what you asked for?
Yeah, I didn't ask for anything.
Jorge says he didn't ask for anything, but if I've been following your interviews in recent days closely, you seem to have a different tune calling Nate a diva in the build-up to this fight.
Well, if it wasn't him, it was his manager, because, you know, we were talking to his manager, and they're like, well, if it ain't like this, he's not fighting. So I don't get it. If it's negotiation tactics, or it's like you don't want to scrap over a fucking whose name goes on top, when usually the winner gets to decide a lot of these things. You know, the guy that won the last fight gets to decide if they're walking out first or last, you know. So, shit, I mean, it's there on paper, you know. There's a reason why it's written out the way it is. I won the last fight. Why wouldn't my name be first, you know? But I don't really give a fuck, because at the end of the day, all I want to do is fight, and motherfuckers will be able to tell that I'm just a fighter. I'm just a dog, man. I just want to fight. This is how I make my money, you know? I love you too, man.
Nate, it is a curious question. He technically was the victor the first time around, but your name's on the A side of this promotion. Are you the bigger star?
Well, I didn't ask for anything. It's just happening. So, who's the A side? If I had a rematch recommendation, it would be for an MMA fight.
The trilogy could be in MMA any day, you know? I'm actually signed to a UFC company that does MMA.
You better ask.
Yeah, dude, you're right. I'm not a free agent. But what, you rather fight in another promotion that's not the UFC? Like, what the fuck?
Nate, 5 years ago, at least for...
Pay us, Mr. Doesn't Matter.
If you were the baddest motherfucker, you'd do what you want.
That sounds awesome and shit, but I'm not gonna catch a lawsuit just because I want to fucking go and fight inside of a KFC parking lot, you know?
Nate, are any of his accusations true? You wouldn't fight in certain cities, it had to be your way?
Somebody must have knew what they were doing and told them to do what the fuck they needed to do. I didn't ask no questions.
Well, the good news is we have a fight Saturday, June 1st. If we learned anything the first time, Nate, he had the edge over 3 rounds in MMA. Why will you have the edge over Jorge Masvidal in boxing?
Any combat sport, against any fighter, all of them motherfuckers.
Or the same question can go back to you. You referenced you did use kicks, knees, you used your full mixed martial arts arsenal the first time around. In this rematch, how do you stack up against Nate Diaz from a boxing standpoint?
One, the main thing that counts is I'm a bigger dog. I don't give a fuck who's in front of me. I got more heart, I'm more dog, I'm gonna go through more pain, more fatigue than any of these motherfuckers. And in particular in boxing, I got more hand speed. I got more hand speed. I got better head movement, and I'm more explosive, and I think that's what it's going to come down to, my speed and power.
Nate, is it your birthday today, as the fans would be? Happy birthday to you,
Thanks for the love. Thank you.
veteran Nate's pro boxing debut last summer against Jake Paul. Lost a unanimous decision.
Fuck Jake Paul.
Jorge,
Fuck Jake.
Jake Paul, not the most popular name in this building.
Wait, one more
Hey,
question.
be nice.
Fuck
Be
Joe
nice
Biden.
to Jake Paul.
Fuck Joe Biden.
So Jorge,
Hey, drinks on me, man. I love all of you, man. Drinks on me. Hey, what are we doing? Whiskey? Send him the fucking whiskey.
when you look back last August, the 10 rounds that Nate put in against Jake Paul in his pro boxing debut, what'd you learn about him as a boxer in that fight?
Nah, you know, I honestly in my heart don't, from looking at Nate, you know, I didn't look like he took the Jake Paul the most serious, you know? And I mean, who would, right? This kid was just swallowing bananas on like Vine videos a couple years ago. So it's not like I blame him. You know, it's not like I blame him for not being in the best shape of his life for Jake. But, you know, I'm a different type of cat, and he knows that firsthand experience. So I hope he's just prepared for what me and him got to do. I don't really give a fuck what happened in Jake Paul fight, because I know Nate is a warrior and he could fucking take a beating and give one. You know, so let's fucking rock and roll.
Nate, we've heard this echoed a few times. Friday's first stop in the tour. Right now, the idea that Jorge believes you didn't take Jake Paul seriously, you weren't in tip-top shape. How do you respond to that?
Yeah, I take every fight serious. I started camp a little early, the long camp, and I'm fucking burned out on giving a fuck. And so when I got a little closer, it was like whatever. But regardless, every fight serious.
Nate, what do you need to work on from that first performance as you continue this transition into pro boxing?
Probably stop training.
Altogether. Coach Perez, slide that question back over to you. Put in 10 hard